What if I told you Minecraft dropped one of the greatest farm upgrades of all time? And pretty much nobody noticed. Tippy top of the morning to you, laddies. It's me, Waffles. You like that old intro? Trident Killer. When it comes to methods of removing mobs, Trident Killers, at least for Minecraft Bedrock Edition, are one of the greatest inventions, contraptions of all time. Because many mob farms on Minecraft Bedrock Edition tend to be a little bit less efficient than their Java counterparts, having a way to quickly, easily, and efficiently take out mobs. Never mind the fact that they don't have sweeping either, and I mean, look at this thing. It's kind of beautiful. Now, if you're familiar with Trident Killers, then you would know that this isn't anywhere near the most efficient or best setup for one of these things. Instead, this little setup right here is about the easiest setup you could build. There are plenty of other ways you can get even more clever with these things to make them even more efficient and to maybe a little bit less noisy too. Pretty much the only setback with the Trident Killer is actually getting your hands on a trident, but look, man, at least until the update that comes before the Mounts of Mayhem update on Bedrock Edition, finding a trident is actually insanely easy. Linger around near your local body of river for just like a tiny bit of time, and in pretty much no time, you'll have drown spawning all over the place, and I mean, it's bound to happen. Sooner or later, one of these drown has got to be holding a trident. Yeah, so that all means that there's pretty much no downside or setback to Trident Killer on Minecraft Bedrock. Now, for the longest time, Trident Killers have been a thing. In fact, like, I don't even know what update they were added in. Technically, it's one of those things where it's using a bug, but, you know, it's been here for a long time. It's essentially part of the full game. Minecraft Java Edition. Now, on Minecraft Java, many things are completely different than they are on Minecraft Bedrock Edition, but especially combat mechanics. Maybe that won't be the case for very much longer. Check out this video next. It is what it is right now. Due to these different combat mechanics and weapon detection systems, for the longest time, we could go without the Trident Killer, and it would kind of be fine. But the longest time isn't our time. To pinpoint exactly where the timelines diverge, well, all we have to do here, laddies, is go back a couple of weeks to snapshot 25W41A. Speaking of snapshots, I make a video on them, and speaking of videos, there's a like button down below this video. Have you tapped it yet? Also, only like 30-something% of you are subscribed, so cough, cough, I'm looking at you. Maybe go ahead and change that. After all, it's not every day that I upload on a Monday, and oh my gosh, look at how romantic they look. They're touching noses. Aww. Snapshots 25W41A. This was the first snapshot for the Mounts of Mayhem era. This was an absolutely gigantinormous snapshot. And most importantly, probably for our situation today, this was the very snapshot that implemented for the first time ever the spear to the game and some brand new combat mechanics. It was somewhere amongst the many changes of the snapshot that something changed when it comes to combat, more specifically today, when it comes to tridents. Besties, oh my god, Minecraft Java Edition, the Trident Killer. Oh, the Trident Killer is here, and it might be better than Bedrock Edition as well. Oh my gosh. This Trident Killer madness has been here for a couple of weeks, and only a handful of people have actually noticed this gigantic farm upgrade. I've known about it since week 1, but I've been waiting to see what will happen with this thing. Now that a little time has passed, it's not clear what the fate of this thing is, but let's dive a little bit deeper. And also, what could they mean for the future of Minecraft? So first up here, Bessies, let's take a look at how to actually build one of these things because, spoiler alert, it's actually insanely easy. We're going to want to have some kind of quick repeating circuit here hooked up to something in the game that will move. Something in the game that will move, very easy. We could hook this up to a piston, and that's going to be just about perfect. Now, this little setup that we've got right here, it will work, but it will also be perpetually running and perpetually sounding. So, if we want to go ahead and level this setup even more, on the other side of the piston here, directly in line, lever, block, flick the lever, now it's off, turn the lever off, and it's back on. It's that easy. Now, pretty much the final thing that we're going to need here for our very basic Trident Killer setup is some kind of funnel. This funnel could be coming from, well, like literally anything in the game. Now, the reason this is all happening here has to do with the Trident and the movement mechanics. On Minecraft Java previously, once I threw a Trident, where it landed, it did all of the damage, but then that was that. The Trident was done packing a punch. But now, the Trident and damage calculation... they're dangerous. Damage calculation with the Trident doesn't just happen when the Trident lands now. Instead, damage calculation is happening here when the Trident is moved. So we have the Trident sitting here. If I move the Trident, well, every time this Trident is moving, the game is essentially saying, hey, wait, you are moving, so you should be dealing damage to whatever you are moving towards. And it'll do just that. So back to our little Trident killer setup here. Pretty much the final thing. The only thing left to do is to actually get a Trident inside of our killer. So with this thing on or off, doesn't really matter. Throw a Trident down at the floor, jump down, flick that on, and look at that Trident bounce around. So long as that Trident is bouncing and moving, it should deal damage. And we can test this out very easily by putting a mob inside of it, and they go away so quick. So I kind of feel like a monster here, but yeah, every single time any kind of living entity moves into this thing, be it a mob or a player, well, damage is going to be dealt to these mobs at an insanely quick interval, and it is going to absolutely decimate and erase pretty much all mobs in the game. Oh, hey, man, now you're somebody like me who likes a good farm or two. Your brain is already churning here, right? There are so many different instances in which you could actually put this thing to good use inside of your survival world right now, today. For example here, inside of my live survival world, I've gotten myself a little setup, and this little setup down here, we named it the Crypt, and right now, the Crypt is my basically soul, the one and only mob farm inside of my world. World tour right here, and the top of the Crypt, we've got ourselves a zombie spawner farm, and the bottom of the Crypt, I'm still working on this part, I've got myself a spider XP farm. Now, this little zombie spawner farm, I set this buddy up without any Trident killers in mind, so the zombies go over, they go all the way up, they get dropped down, they're brought down to a one-hit kill if they don't have a bunch of sick armor, and yeah, you know how it works. Somewhere like this little area right here could be completely revolutionized with the help of a Trident killer. With the help of a Trident killer, because of how quick and efficient they are, no more need for a mob farm elevator going all the way up, over, and down. Instead, you might just want to move your mobs over, up a little bit, over, and then just drop them onto a Trident killer. You could drop them literally like as tall as the ceiling is, technically even less. You could just push them into it, and it'll work beautifully. But this farm here, I set this thing up for XP. Would that maybe be a problem here if I'm trying to, like, mend up my stuff, get more levels, and the Trident is taking everything out? If you look closely here, no, that's not a problem at all. There's so much experience coming from this thing. Every single time the Trident takes out a mob, it is dropping as much experience as it normally should if I took that mob out myself here. That magic is happening because the game thinks that is my Trident, and so therefore I am taking out the mobs this quickly. And we can actually prove that by taking a look at our statistics right here. The cow, I've taken out 25 so far. If I go ahead and walk over here and add one more cow to that thing, pause the game, check out my stats, in the cow one, I've now taken out 26 cows. So basically, the game thinks it's me still taking out all of the mobs, which is quite beautiful. That'll mean here something like the Crypt that I've got set up for the zombies, or even better, the spider farm down here, where the spiders don't actually move up and get dropped or anything. I just have to swing my sword a bunch at them. Well, yeah, very efficiently. I set it up and put it in here and take out all of the mobs insanely quickly, like way quicker than I ever could, and I'll still get experience. Other question that you might be wondering about, the Trident. Do I have to replace it? No, you don't have to replace the Trident. If you can get the Trident back, there we go. The Trident only lost one durability, which is from when I initially threw the Trident. The Trident killer also does not reset when I relog into the game. When I jump back in, the Trident is still going. This is so broken, guys. Sorry, you use the Trident killer at literally any mob farm. You could configure it in many different ways to get it to work perfectly, but you could make it even better. Seriously, though, guys, I'm not gonna lie, I'm so happy with the idea of maybe not having to make these gigantic elevators potentially ever again. This is crazy. So let's go ahead and turn this machine off for a second here so we can talk. Looting. In Minecraft, there's one of the most beautiful enchantments of all time, and it goes by the name of looting. Only problem here, looting is not a Trident enchantment, which means you can't throw looting on the Trident and get more loot. But looting is definitely a sword enchantment. with looting on my sword right here, well, if we take a look at the cow's loot table here, by default, I could either get 1 to 3 raw beef or 1 to 3 steak if I'm involving fire. I could also get 0 to 2 leather. With a looting 3 in the mix, I can get up to 6 of the meats, up to 5 of the leather. So, check this out. If I take my trident, throw it inside of this machine, enable the machine, hold the looting enchantment somewhere, offhand, main hand, put a mob inside of this thing, well, that looks like a lot of drops right there. Go ahead and walk up, pick them up, and 2 leather, 3 beef. Okay. Well, yeah, that's good, but it's not, like, impossible or anything. Like, I could totally get that normally. So, 1 leather, 4 beef. Oh, I can't normally get 4. Oh, my gosh. This is like the bow trick right here. If you know the bow trick on Java, 5 and 5? That's not normal at all. No. Only those numbers are numbers that could come from looting. Oh, man. So if you know the bow trick with the looting sword, all you have to do is have the sword in your offhand, on-hand, whatever, and looting will work. Well, the same exact thing is happening with the Trident Killer. And remember that I could have multiple Trident Killers set up at the same time, all running. And the game thinks I am taking everything out with my looting sword. So let's say maybe something like a creeper farm right here. We have the creepers inside of the farm. I want to take them all out. I want to get a lot of gunpowder really quick so I can fly all over my world. Well, no big deal. I have my creeper farm set up, have the looting, and 10 gunpowder from 3 creepers. Oh, bro, that's insane. The Trident Killer, yeah, you could buff it with enchantments. Whatever enchantments that are on your sword, well, you could basically think of the Trident as being enchanted with those enchantments as well. Even illegal ones like looting. All right, besties, we're doing pretty well. But one final thing that I'd like to talk about here before we move on and talk about what this could potentially mean for the future and the rest of Minecraft kind of as a whole here. I'd like to really quick take a look at the Trident Killer and maybe talk about taking out the most dangerous mob of all time. We're talking about the big, the bad, the dangerous, the warden. So this time, I've gone ahead and taken my basic Trident Killer setup and went ahead and expanded it. In theory, I believe this should work. We throw a Trident at the piston, go ahead and let this thing go. The Trident's gonna move forever. Now all I need to do is put a warden down over inside of this thing, like drop it into it, let it move around. Oh no, I missed. Maybe I need to build that up? I don't know. Let's go ahead and try this one out. Warden. There we go. That's all we need. Now, this warden is taking a ton of damage really quick. I wish there was like a way to see it, but you gotta trust me, it's taking a lot of damage and in basically relatively no time. I mean, I could be like real far away, like, oh, you hear me all the way over here? Okay, bro, chill. I could be real far away and have this thing like take out the warden. I could run my farm like automatically or whatever, and yeah, I mean, it's slow, but it'll definitely work. Oh, there we go. I kind of missed it there, but you know, you get the point. Even the warden is no match. All right, now the sad part, the possibly dangerous part, this could be patched out. It's not clear. I intentionally waited to make this video until it had been in the game for like a couple of snapshots, and that's exactly what it's been right now. It's been in the game for 2 snapshots. I think it's about time we try it and make sure we maybe petition the devs kindly to keep this in the game. After all, if we're aiming for parity, and this is definitely an intended thing on Bedrock Edition, why not have it be a thing on Java too? And at that, it's literally on Java working perfectly right now. But just keep in mind that if you're watching this way down the line in the future, maybe they unfortunately patched it from the game or something. I guess we'll have to wait and see. What could this mean, though? With this change coming into the game, this is sort of one of those times when a bug or a change pops up without any proper link to anything that seems to be hinting at something. If I took a guess right now based off of this whole system going on, I would say that maybe something here broke along the line because some kind of Trident update is coming down the line. I mean, look, man, we're in the middle of snapshot season right now, so we might not have to wait too much longer for the answer as to if it's gonna stay, if this relates to some kind of update and what it could be. You know, any of the questions, all of them, and even more. Besties, that's all I've got for you today. Trident Killers are officially on Java. This is like the biggest farm update of all time. My patrons, Ground Crazy May, Medical Boomstick, Fire Dragon 19, Steve M, The Duke, Pixie Bantam, Deb K, Fateful Grimoire, Jilly K, and Lena R. Thank you all so much. Thank you all for watching. Smash a like, subscribe, and on the end card, check out the video. I'll see you all tomorrow.